You don't get a second chance at the day you just lost. Time is the one thing no one can give you more of. It is the currency you spend with every breath, the stage upon which your life unfolds, and the most precious asset you will ever possess. Yet for all its value, no one ever sat you down and taught you how to truly manage it. Not really. They told you to work hard, to hustle, to chase success. But they forgot to teach you the art of managing your time like the rare treasure it is, because time is not just about minutes and hours. It is about what you choose to fill those minutes and hours with. It is about the quality, the focus, and the intention behind every passing moment. If you want to change your life, you must first change your relationship with time. You must stop treating it like an endless resource, because it is not. You have the same 24 hours in a day that every leader, artist, inventor, and pioneer has had throughout history. What separates the ordinary from the extraordinary is not more time, it is what you do within that time. Imagine your life as a garden. Each day is a plot of soil. What you plant and nurture will determine your harvest. Plant weeds of distraction, procrastination, and aimless busyness, and you will reap a harvest of stress, regret, and wasted potential. Plant seeds of discipline, focus, and meaningful action, and you will harvest growth, fulfillment, and success. The soil is yours to tend. The harvest is yours to claim. But tending this garden requires wisdom, the kind that is not learned in classrooms or seminars, but through quiet reflection and deliberate practice. It requires understanding that time is less about doing more and more about doing what matters most. The world will demand your attention with 1,000 voices, but your future demands only your best attention, the kind that is focused, purposeful, and protected. Let me share a truth. Time is a mirror. How you spend it reflects who you are and who you will become. If your days are filled with scattered energy, random tasks, and constant distraction, then your life will reflect that chaos. But if your days are designed with intention, discipline, and clarity, your life will reflect strength, growth, and meaningful achievement. This starts with a simple question. You must ask yourself every morning before you touch your phone, check your email, or dive into the noise of the day, what is the one thing I must do today that will move me closer to the life I want? This is not a question about busy work. It is a question about priority. The truth is, most people confuse being busy with being productive. They fill their calendars with activities that feel urgent but have no lasting impact. But your time deserves better than that. Your life deserves better than that. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. It is the daily choice to protect your time from distractions and trivialities. It is saying no to the urgent nonsense so you can say yes to the essential growth. It is the quiet force that turns small, consistent actions into monumental change. Let me tell you a story, a real-life example of how time, when managed well, can transform a person's destiny. There was a man who started with nothing but a vision and a watch. He didn't have special talents or a secret formula. What he had was discipline. Every morning he woke up before dawn. He wrote down 3 priorities and tackled them with relentless focus. He turned waiting rooms, commutes, and breaks into moments of learning and planning. Years later, he built a business that impacted thousands simply by mastering the art of time. This story is not unique because of the man. It is unique because of the mastery of time. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not luck or opportunity alone. It is the way they steward their minutes and hours. But managing time isn't about working harder or longer. It is about working smarter and deeper. It is about aligning your daily habits with your long-term vision. It is about respecting your time as a sacred resource, not a disposable commodity. Here is another truth: your calendar is your compass. What you schedule reveals your values. If you don't schedule growth, it won't happen. If you don't schedule rest, you will burn out. If you don't schedule relationships, they will fade. Saying, "I'll find time," is a luxury you don't have. You must make time, protect it, and honor it. Think of your day as a bank account. Every task, every meeting, every phone call is a withdrawal. What are you investing in? What is the return? Are you building your future or spending your potential on things that don't matter? It is time to stop living reactively, responding to notifications, chasing distractions, and drifting through days. It is time to live proactively, directing your schedule, guarding your priorities, and leading your life with intention. But how do you do this in a world that pulls you every which way? It begins with the power of no. The most successful people are masters of saying no. They understand that every yes comes with a cost to their focus, energy, and time. Saying no is not selfish, it is essential. It is a declaration of what you will and will not allow into your life. Imagine a sculptor with a block of marble. To reveal the masterpiece within, the sculptor must chip away everything that does not belong. Your time is the marble, your focus is the chisel. What distractions will you carve away? What will you keep to reveal your true potential? And discipline. Discipline is the sculptor's steady hand. It is the commitment to show up day after day, to chip away at the unnecessary and shape the life you desire. But remember, this discipline is not about punishment or deprivation. It is about respect for your dreams, your future, and your worth. It is a gift you give to yourself every morning when you choose to lead your day rather than let your day lead you. Let's speak now of habits. Time is shaped not by grand gestures, but by daily routines. Habits are the invisible architecture of your life. They are the small bricks that laid consistently build the foundation of your destiny. Habits that honor your time, waking early, reading, reflecting, planning, compound over weeks, months, and years into unstoppable momentum. Conversely, habits that steal your time, endless scrolling, multitasking, procrastination, erode your potential until you wonder where the days went. The seasons offer us a metaphor for how we should treat time. Just as the farmer prepares the soil in spring, plants seeds, in summer harvests in autumn, and rests in winter, you must also respect the natural rhythm of work and rest. There is a season for growth, and there is a season for renewal. Ignoring this rhythm leads to burnout or stagnation. Embracing it leads to sustainable success and joy. Time management is not just about filling every moment with work. It is about creating space for rest, reflection, and recalibration. It is in these spaces that your mind refreshes, creativity flows, and clarity emerges. Now, mindset. Your mindset is the lens through which you view time. Scarcity or abundance, stress or calm, victim or owner, your mindset colors how you experience your days. When you believe time is scarce, you rush, panic, and scatter your energy. When you see time as abundant, not unlimited, but enough to accomplish what matters, you slow down, focus, and execute with precision. You become the owner of your time, not the victim of it. Your associations matter too. The people you spend time with influence how you value and manage your time. Surround yourself with those who respect their time and yours. Learn from their discipline. Avoid those who drain your energy with distractions and excuses. Character is revealed in how you treat your time. Are you trustworthy with small moments? Are you consistent? Are you patient? Time management is a test of character. It reveals your priorities and your commitment to your future self. As the sun sets on this day, remember the moments you have are gifts. They do not return once spent. Manage them like the treasure they are. Choose what you invest in, protect your boundaries, and let your time build the life only you can create. Because in the end, time is not just minutes on a clock, it is the canvas of your legacy. And how you manage it will define the masterpiece of your life. Time is the great equalizer. No one is given more or less than another. The richest billionaire and the newest college graduate start their day with the same 24 hours. It is the choices you make within those hours that shape your reality. Those choices are the threads you weave into the fabric of your character. The truth is, managing time effectively is less about schedules and more about self-mastery. When you master your habits, your focus, your discipline, you naturally master your time, because time management is ultimately self-management. It is a reflection of how well you command your inner world. Consider the farmer who prepares the soil before the rain comes. He does not chase the rain or waste energy fighting the seasons. He prepares, he plans, he acts with patience and foresight. Managing your time is the same. It requires preparation, clarity, and patience. It requires that you understand your priorities and that you guard them fiercely. In a world that glorifies busy, the most successful people choose stillness. They choose focus. They choose to work deeply on what truly matters. They understand that shallow work and constant distractions are the thieves of progress. They say no to many good things so they can say yes to the few great things. What are you saying yes to today? Are your yeses moving you closer to your dreams, or are they pulling you in circles? Are you making space for the activities that build your mind, your body, and your soul? Are you investing your time like a wise steward, or are you spending it carelessly? There is power in protecting your time as if it were your most precious possession, because it is. It is the foundation upon which your dreams are built, the currency of your relationships, and the architect of your future. Let me be clear, saying no is not easy. It requires courage to set boundaries and stick to them. But the freedom it brings is worth every uncomfortable conversation and every moment of resistance. Because each no is a brick laid in the foundation of a life lived with purpose and clarity. Every no is a yes to something greater, to your goals, your health, your peace, your family, your future. Remember, the days you waste managing distractions are the days your dreams are delayed. The life you want is waiting on the other side of your discipline. But discipline is a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows stronger the more you use it. It does not come overnight. It is built in the quiet moments. The decision to start when you don't feel like it, the choice to focus when the noise screams for your attention, the commitment to keep going when the initial excitement fades. Every time you honor your schedule, every time you guard your focus, every time you choose growth over comfort, you strengthen the muscle of discipline. You become a person who follows through, who finishes what they start, who commands their time instead of letting it command them. The irony is that the more disciplined you become, the more freedom you gain. Because discipline is not confinement. It is liberation from chaos. It frees you to spend your time where it counts most. It frees you from the stress of unfinished tasks and the weight of wasted hours. If you want to transform your life, start by mastering the moments. The moments you choose to show up, to focus, to act. Those are the moments that compound into a legacy. It is not in the grand gestures, but in the quiet consistency of daily choices that greatness is born. Think of your mind as a garden. Every thought, every habit, every attitude is a seed planted in that soil. You cannot control every storm or every season, but you can choose what to plant and how to nurture it. If you want a life of abundance, you must plant seeds of discipline, resilience, and intention. And these seeds take time to grow. They require patience and care. There will be days when the progress feels invisible, when the harvest seems distant. But remember, the greatest trees take years to mature. Your investment in time and discipline today is the forest you will walk through tomorrow. Let go of the illusion that success is instantaneous. It is not. It is the result of thousands of small, deliberate actions taken over time. Time management is not a strategy to get more done faster. It is a lifestyle to build who you are becoming. And who you are becoming is far more important than what you are doing. So ask yourself, how am I managing my most valuable asset? Am I stewarding my time with wisdom, or am I allowing it to slip through my fingers? Your time is your life. Protect it fiercely, invest it wisely, live it intentionally. Because time is the silent judge of your priorities. It will reveal what truly matters to you through the life you live. No one else can spend your time for you. No one else can build your legacy. That responsibility, that power is yours. Own it. Lead with your time and you will lead with your life. There will always be distractions, noise, and temptations to steal your focus. The world is designed to pull you in every direction, but mastery over your time begins with mastery over your mind. It begins with the discipline to say no to distraction and yes to intention. You must train yourself to recognize what steals your time and what strengthens it, to separate the urgent from the important, the fleeting from the foundational. It is not easy. It requires vigilance and a willingness to make hard choices. But the reward is a life that feels meaningful, not frantic, controlled, not chaotic. Think of the river. Without boundaries, it spills into every crevice, becoming shallow and weak. But with defined banks, it gains strength, flows powerfully, and shapes the landscape. Your focus is like the river's banks. When you define it, your time flows with purpose and power. This is why successful people protect their mornings like sacred ground. The first hour of your day is a golden opportunity. It sets the tone for everything that follows. It is your chance to shape your mindset, align your priorities, and take command of your time before the world demands it. The morning is your blank canvas, untouched by the chaos of the day. How you fill that canvas determines the picture of your life. Do you start by reacting to emails, messages, and distractions? Or do you start by investing in yourself, reading, planning, moving, reflecting? You don't have to be a morning person. You have to be a purposeful person. Purpose creates momentum. Momentum builds success. Every successful person you admire knows this secret. They don't wait for motivation. They create discipline. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They start with what they have. They understand that time waits for no one. Another key to managing your time is to recognize the power of delegation, automation, and elimination. You cannot do it all, and you should not try. Delegation means trusting others with tasks that do not require your unique skills. Automation means using tools and systems to handle repetitive work. Elimination means ruthlessly cutting out anything that does not serve your highest goals. If you try to carry every burden, you will drown in busyness. But if you wisely distribute your load, you free your time and energy for what only you can do, creating value-building relationships and growing your potential. Time management is also about turning waiting into growth. Waiting is inevitable. Whether in traffic lines or pauses between tasks, these moments can be your greatest opportunity or your greatest loss. Successful people use waiting time to learn, reflect, and plan. They carry books, listen to podcasts, and review their goals. They understand that time invested in growth compounds exponentially. Imagine if you dedicated just 20 minutes a day to learning. That is 10 hours a month, 120 hours a year, a college course completed during your commute. Small pockets of time, when used intentionally, become the building blocks of a powerful life. But perhaps the most profound lesson about time is this: it reflects your character. How you use your time shows what you value. It shows your integrity and your respect for yourself and others. Are you consistent with your commitments? Do you honor your word? Do you treat your minutes with the same respect you would treat a precious gift? Your reputation, your relationships, and your results all hinge on your ability to manage your time wisely. This is why time management is not a skill to be learned once, but a lifestyle to be cultivated daily. It requires ongoing self-awareness, adjustment, and dedication. Every night, reflect on your day. What did you accomplish? Where did you waste time? What can you improve tomorrow? End your days with intention, not exhaustion. Let wisdom guide your rest so you can rise renewed and ready to lead your time again. You are the author of your life's story. The pen is your time. Write with care, with purpose, with discipline. Because the legacy you leave will be measured not by what you accumulated, but by how you used your time to build something meaningful. No one can give you more time. No one can live your life for you. Time is your most valuable asset, and how you manage it will define everything. Lead your time, and you will lead your life. Own your minutes, and you will own your destiny. One of the greatest illusions we live under is the belief that time is infinite, that tomorrow will always be there. But time is finite, more finite than most of us want to admit. It's a resource that once spent never returns. The sun sets on every day and takes with it moments that you cannot reclaim. This realization is not meant to frighten you, but to awaken you, to inspire a quiet urgency to manage your time with wisdom, respect, and intention. Because every minute you waste is a minute of your life you'll never get back. This is why it is critical to align your daily actions with your highest values. When your time is invested in things that reflect what truly matters to you, your life gains clarity and purpose. When your time is scattered on trivialities, your life fragments into stress and regret. Ask yourself often, does this activity honor my values? Does it move me closer to my goals? Does it build my character? If the answer is no, then it's time to let it go. Letting go is an act of courage. It means saying no to the comfortable, the easy, the distracting, so you can say yes to the meaningful, the challenging, the transformative. This courage to say no is the foundation of freedom. Freedom from overwhelm, freedom from chaos, freedom to live intentionally. It is in these choices that your time becomes your servant, not your master. You must guard your time like a lion guards its territory. Be vigilant. Protect it fiercely. Defend it against the endless demands and interruptions that seek to claim it without purpose. Because every distraction is a thief of your potential. Every unplanned interruption chips away at the life you are meant to build. Learning to protect your time means learning to set boundaries with people, with technology, with your own impulses. It means creating sacred spaces for focus and growth. It means recognizing that your time is too valuable to be sacrificed on the altar of convenience. Mastering this discipline will transform not only your productivity, but your peace of mind. When you take control of your time, you reclaim your power. You shift from being a passenger on the ride of life to the driver steering toward your chosen destination. This is why time management is inseparable from personal responsibility. It is a commitment to yourself that you will not waste the gift of time, that you will be the steward of your moments, no matter how small. Because greatness is not made in grand moments alone, but in the accumulation of consistent, intentional decisions. You do not need more time, you need more mastery. Master your minutes and the hours will fall into place. Master your focus and distractions will fade. Master your priorities and success will follow. The person you become through managing your time well is the person the world needs you to be. The builder of dreams, the architect of change, the example of possibility. So start today. Begin with awareness. Track your time. Notice where it goes. Find the leaks in your schedule and patch them with discipline. Then build rituals that honor your time, morning routines that set your mindset, planning sessions that clarify your priorities, moments of reflection that sharpen your growth. Remember, managing your time is not a one-time fix. It is a daily practice, a lifelong art. It is the rhythm of intentional living. And through this rhythm, you will discover that time is not your enemy, but your greatest ally. Because how you manage your time is how you manage your life. and how you manage your life is how you build your legacy. There is a subtle but powerful difference between being busy and being productive. The world applauds busyness as if it were success, but busyness often masks a lack of direction. It is easy to fill your day with tasks, meetings, and distractions that make you feel occupied. But if those tasks don't move you toward your goals, they are nothing more than noise. True productivity is the result of focus, intention, and prioritization. It is the ability to distinguish the vital few from the trivial many. The successful understand this distinction deeply. They do not chase every opportunity or respond to every demand. Instead, they choose carefully where to invest their time and energy. This choice requires clarity about your values and goals. Without clarity, your time will be pulled in every direction, leaving you fragmented and exhausted. With clarity, your time becomes a powerful tool to build the life you envision. To create this clarity, you must become intentional about your priorities. This means defining the 20% of activities that produce 80% of your results and focusing your time on those activities relentlessly. It also means saying no to the many good things that distract you from the few great things. Remember, every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve your highest purpose, you are saying no to something that does. Time is limited. Your capacity is limited. Guard both with discipline. Another cornerstone of mastering your time is the art of planning. Not planning in a vague or overwhelming way, but with precision and purpose. Start by planning the night before. Successful people know that the day does not begin in the morning, it begins the night before. By taking just 10 minutes to write down your priorities, schedule your tasks, and visualize your success, you set the stage for a productive day. This simple habit rewires your mind to focus on what matters. It prevents decision fatigue in the morning and reduces the temptation to drift into distractions. As you plan, be realistic. Overloading your schedule sets you up for failure and frustration. Instead, block time for your priorities and leave margin for the unexpected. In this structure, discipline thrives. Discipline is not a harsh taskmaster. It is the guardian of your freedom. It keeps you aligned with your vision when motivation wanes and distractions beckon. Discipline allows you to harness your time rather than be a slave to it. Understand that every choice you make with your time is a vote for the person you want to become. Are you voting for growth or comfort? For clarity or chaos? For legacy or momentary pleasure? Each day, these votes accumulate until they define your reality. To harness this power, cultivate habits that reinforce your priorities and protect your time. Habits like waking early, dedicating focused blocks for deep work, regular reflection, and continuous learning. Habits that turn intention into action and action into progress. But be patient with yourself. Growth is not a race, it is a journey. You will stumble, you will face setbacks, you will wrestle with distractions and doubt. This is natural. What matters is your commitment to keep returning to your priorities, to keep stewarding your time with respect. Over time, this persistence compounds, creating momentum that propels you toward your dreams. Now consider your environment. Your associations profoundly influence how you use your time. Surround yourself with people who respect their time and yours. Learn from those who demonstrate discipline and focus. Avoid those who perpetually waste time or encourage distraction. Your circle can be either a catalyst for growth or a drain on your precious moments. Be deliberate in your relationships. The quality of your time is magnified or diminished by the company you keep. Finally, embrace the mindset that time is not your enemy. It is a partner waiting to be invited into a dance of discipline and purpose. When you lead your time, you lead your life. When you honor your minutes, you honor yourself. And in this honor lies the secret to a fulfilled, impactful existence. In the quiet moments away from the noise and rush, you will discover the true power of time. It is not in rushing or multitasking, but in focused presence. The ability to give your full attention to the moment at hand, whether it's work, rest, or connection, transforms ordinary minutes into extraordinary life. Presence is the soil in which discipline grows and productivity flourishes. Without it, your efforts scatter like seeds on rocky ground, failing to take root. To manage your time is to cultivate presence, to be fully engaged in each task, each conversation, each breath. This presence is a gift you give to yourself and to those around you. It elevates your work, deepens your relationships, and nurtures your soul. There is a sacred rhythm to time and ebb and flow that mirrors the cycles of nature. Just as the tides rise and fall, your energy and focus wax and wane throughout the day. Learning to work with this rhythm, to honor your peak moments and rest when needed, is a crucial skill in time mastery. Push too hard without pause and you risk burnout. Ignore your natural rhythms and productivity diminishes. But when you align with this rhythm, your time becomes a powerful current carrying you forward with ease and purpose. Reflection is another essential practice in managing your time. Take moments daily and weekly to review your progress, celebrate your wins, and identify areas for improvement. This reflection is not about judgment, but about learning. It is the compass that keeps you on course toward your goals. Without it, time slips away unnoticed, leaving you adrift in busyness. With reflection, time becomes a teacher, revealing patterns, clarifying priorities, and inspiring growth. Imagine a sculptor stepping back from the marble to see the emerging form. So too must you step back from your daily tasks to see the bigger picture of your life. This perspective empowers you to make wiser decisions about how you spend your time. Remember, managing time is not about perfection. It is about progress. Each day offers a new opportunity to practice, to learn, and to grow. Some days you will manage your time brilliantly, other days you will falter. This is the human experience. What matters is your commitment to keep aligning your actions with your deepest values. The art of time management is the art of living intentionally. It is the foundation of a life worth living, because in the end, your time is your story. Every moment is a sentence, every day a chapter, and you are the author. Write your story with care. Live your moments with purpose. Manage your time with wisdom, and in doing so, you will create a legacy that echoes beyond the hours and days. There's a timeless wisdom that says, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. This is especially true when it comes to time. How you manage the small, seemingly insignificant moments reveals how you will handle the big ones. If you waste your minutes, you will waste your days. If you neglect your time, you neglect your life. But if you honor every moment with respect and intention, you build a life of purpose and fulfillment. Every choice you make about your time is a reflection of your values. It is a declaration of what matters most to you. Are you investing your time in growth, learning, and contribution, or are you surrendering it to distraction, complacency, and delay? The difference is not just in outcomes, but in who you become. Managing your time well is managing yourself well. It is a discipline that breeds confidence, resilience, and clarity. It builds character, shapes habits, and molds identity. The person who masters time becomes the architect of their future, not the victim of circumstance. But to reach this mastery, you must embrace discomfort. Time management demands that you resist the easy, immediate gratification in favor of long-term gain. It requires patience, consistency, and sacrifice. You may have to say no to social media scrolling, to meaningless meetings, to endless noise. You may have to create boundaries, set limits, and guard your focus fiercely. This is the price of freedom, and the reward is immeasurable. Because when you lead your time, you lead your life. When you prioritize your hours, you prioritize your dreams. When you protect your moments, you protect your future. And in this protection lies the power to transform. It is not a one-time event, but a daily commitment. A series of choices that, when compounded, create extraordinary results. So start today. Make a plan for your time. Set your priorities. Protect your focus. Reflect and adjust. Cultivate habits that honor your time. Surround yourself with those who respect theirs. And above all, treat your time as the priceless gift it is, because it is. Your time is your life. Your life is your legacy. Manage your time wisely and build a life worth living. One of the most powerful realizations you can have is that time is not your enemy. It is your most loyal ally. It works silently alongside you hour after hour, waiting patiently for you to take the reins. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who only dream lies in how they partner with time. Successful people do not fight against the clock. They do not curse the hours that pass too quickly. Instead, they embrace time as the medium through which all growth and transformation occur. They understand that time rewards those who respect it, who manage it wisely, who invest it thoughtfully. Every moment is a deposit into the bank of your future. Every distraction is a withdrawal without return. This understanding changes everything. It calls you to live consciously, to choose deliberately, to act purposefully. To harness your time as a craftsman uses his tools with skill, care, and intention. Think of your life as a masterpiece in progress. Each day, each hour, each minute is a stroke of the brush. If you let your time slip away unmanaged, your masterpiece becomes blurred, incomplete, and uninspired. But if you take control, your life transforms into a work of art, vibrant, purposeful, and uniquely yours. The key to this transformation is to focus on what matters most. Not what is urgent, not what is easy, but what is essential. This requires courage to resist the endless distractions of modern life. It requires discipline to stay the course when temptation calls. It requires wisdom to recognize that your time is finite and every choice counts. Remember, the most successful people don't have more time than you. They have simply chosen to guard their time more fiercely. They have learned to say no without guilt, to prioritize without apology, and to live with intention without compromise. This is the essence of managing your most valuable asset, time. It is a lifelong journey of awareness, choice, and discipline. A journey that leads to a life of fulfillment, impact, and peace. So as you move forward, carry this truth with you. Your time is your life. Manage it with care, lead it with purpose, and you will become the person you were meant to be. Every person you admire, every story of success and transformation shares a common thread: mastery over time. Not because they had more hours, but because they valued their hours more deeply. They treated time as a sacred trust, not a disposable commodity. You too can embody this mastery. It begins with a mindset shift from seeing time as something that controls you to something you control, from being a victim of your schedule to becoming the architect of your days. This shift requires intentionality. It requires that you wake each day with a plan, a purpose, and a resolve. That you approach your time as an investment, not an expense. Because time, like money, can either be spent or invested. When spent carelessly, it vanishes, leaving no return. When invested wisely, it multiplies, growing into opportunities, skills, relationships, and achievements. But investing your time demands sacrifice. It means prioritizing growth over comfort, progress over procrastination, discipline over distraction. It means setting boundaries with technology, with people, and even with yourself. It means choosing solitude over noise when needed, focus over fragmentation, quality over quantity. And when you make these choices consistently, you build momentum. Momentum that carries you forward even on the days when motivation wanes and challenges arise. Momentum that transforms small daily disciplines into monumental life changes. So remember, your time is your life. Each moment is a choice, a brushstroke on your canvas. Will you paint with intention or with randomness? Will you build a legacy or chase fleeting distractions? The choice is yours. Choose wisely. Manage your most valuable asset, your time, and create a life that reflects your highest vision. Because how you live your minutes shapes how you live your life. There is no greater act of self-respect than managing your time well. It is the purest expression of your values and your vision. When you choose to guard your time, you are choosing to honor yourself. Time management is not about controlling the world around you, but about controlling the world within you. It is about mastering your impulses, your attention, and your habits. It is about creating space for what truly matters: your goals, your growth, your relationships. This mastery begins with awareness. Take a moment to observe how you currently spend your time. Be honest. Are your hours aligned with your aspirations, or are they scattered across distractions? Once you see the truth, you gain the power to change it. Start small. Make one intentional change today. Perhaps it is waking 30 minutes earlier to plan your day, or setting aside time to read and learn, or saying no to one unnecessary meeting. Small shifts practiced consistently reshape your time and your life. Remember, time is not lost in big events, but in tiny moments. Moments spent scrolling, procrastinating, or distracted add up to lost hours and missed opportunities. But those same moments, when invested wisely, compound into remarkable progress. Think of time as the soil of your potential. What you plant and nurture there grows into the reality you live. Choose to plant seeds of discipline, focus, and purpose. Water them with daily habits. Give them sunlight through reflection and adjustment. And watch your life bloom in ways you never imagined. Finally, know this: managing your time well is a gift you give not only to yourself, but to those you love and serve. When you live intentionally, you show up more fully in your relationships, your work, and your community. You become a source of stability and inspiration, a leader not just of projects, but of your life. So start today. Treat your time as the treasure it is. Lead your days with intention. Protect your moments with discipline. And build a legacy worthy of the time you have been given. Because in the end, time is the truest measure of a life well lived. In the journey of life, time is the one companion that walks with you silently, never asking for anything but your attention. It neither judges nor hurries, yet it reveals all your choices, your priorities, your character. Every second that passes is a chance to move closer to who you want to become or farther away. It offers you an invitation each moment to lead or to drift. The decision is never neutral. To neglect your time is to neglect yourself. To cherish it is to cherish your potential. True mastery over time is mastery over self. It is learning to navigate the currents of distraction and doubt with the steady hand of purpose. It is embracing discomfort when you must say no, setting boundaries, when you must protect your focus, and showing up even when motivation fades. Remember, the work of building a meaningful life is not glamorous. It is done in the quiet consistency of daily effort, in the accumulation of small victories over procrastination, distraction, and doubt. This work demands patience because growth is rarely instant. It is the slow unfolding of habits, decisions, and reflections layered day after day. Like a river carving a canyon, persistent, patient effort shapes a path through the rock of obstacles. You are that river. Your time is the water that flows steady, unstoppable, shaping the landscape of your future. So harness this flow, respect your time, guard it fiercely, fill it with intention. Because when you manage your most valuable asset, your time, you unlock the door to your fullest potential. You become the architect of a life that is not by chance, but by choice. A life of purpose, impact, and fulfillment. This is the timeless truth. Your time is your life. And how you steward it defines everything. There is a sacred trust. You hold each day the trust of time entrusted to you, fragile and fleeting. How you honor that trust reveals the depth of your commitment to yourself and your dreams. Too often we treat time carelessly, as if it were abundant and replaceable. But every moment lost is a moment of life surrendered without return. Managing time is not merely about efficiency or productivity, it is about reverence. Reverence for the life you are given and the future you are building. It is about becoming a guardian of your own moments, refusing to let them slip through your fingers like grains of sand. This guardianship requires discipline. The discipline to say no to distractions, to organize your day around what matters, and to protect your energy fiercely. But discipline is not harsh, it is kind. It frees you from the chaos of busyness and the regret of wasted hours. It opens the door to a life lived with clarity and purpose. Imagine your day as a carefully composed symphony. Each task, each decision, each pause is a note. When played with intention, the result is harmony. When played without care, it becomes noise. You are the conductor. Your time is your orchestra. Choose to lead with focus and grace. Create a rhythm that serves your highest goals. And remember, the true measure of your success is not how busy you are, but how well you use your time to become the person you aspire to be. So begin now, honor your time, invest it wisely, and watch as your life transforms not by magic, but by the steady, intentional stewardship of your most valuable asset. Every sunrise brings with it a choice, the choice to lead your time or to let it lead you. This choice is simple yet profound, quiet yet powerful. It demands your awareness and your courage. Too often we drift through our days reacting to circumstances rather than shaping them. We let distractions dictate our attention and urgency override importance. But the life you desire is built in the space between impulse and action, in the moment where discipline chooses direction. To master your time is to master this moment again and again. It means creating rituals that anchor your focus habits, that support your vision, and boundaries that protect your energy. It means waking each day with a plan forged from clarity and purpose, not chaos and overwhelm. It means knowing what to do and when to do it, and having the resolve to do it even when the initial excitement fades. This resolve, this steady commitment, is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. Time does not reward the loud or the frantic. It rewards the consistent, the intentional, the patient. Think of a mighty oak tree. It does not grow overnight, but over decades, with roots digging deep and branches reaching high. Your life is the same. The roots are your habits. The branches are your achievements. Both require time, care, and unwavering attention. So plant your roots well, water them with discipline, and let your time nurture the growth that leads to fulfillment. Because managing your time well is not just about getting things done. It is about becoming who you were meant to be. It is the art of living a life aligned with your deepest values and highest aspirations. Lead your time, lead your life, and become the master of your destiny. As you move forward in life, remember this: your time is the canvas on which your character is painted. Every decision, every choice, every moment spent reveals the person you are becoming. Time does not lie, it reveals truth. If you spend your days distracted, scattered, and unfocused, your character will reflect that chaos. But if you invest your moments with intention, discipline, and purpose, your character will shine with clarity and strength. Character and time are inseparable partners on the path to success. One cannot grow without the other. When you cultivate discipline over your time, you cultivate discipline within yourself. When you protect your minutes, you protect your integrity. This integrity becomes the foundation of trust. Trust in your own ability to follow through, trust others place in you, and trust that the future you desire is within reach. And it all begins with the choices you make today. How will you spend your time? What will you say yes to? What will you say no to? These questions are not just practical, they are deeply personal. They call you to take responsibility, to own your power, and to lead your life with courage. Because time is not just something you manage, it is something you master. And mastery of time is mastery of life itself. So start now. Choose to live deliberately. Choose to value every moment. Choose to become the person who honors their time with action, focus, and resilience. In doing so, you will create not only a life of achievement, but a life of meaning. And that is the greatest legacy you can leave. Every moment you are given is a building block in the structure of your life. The way you use those moments determines whether your life is a fortress of strength or a house of cards built on distraction. Time is the silent architect working patiently in the background, shaping your future based on how you steward it today. It does not rush, it does not hesitate, it simply responds to your actions with results that unfold over days, months, and years. To harness this power, you must commit to living with intention, not just on the grand milestones, but in the mundane, everyday moments. Discipline is forged in the ordinary. Greatness is built in the routine. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be persistent. Show up for your time day after day with purpose. Protect it like the treasure it is. And remember, your time is your voice in the world. It speaks louder than words. It declares what you prioritize, what you value, and who you are. Use your time to build bridges to knowledge, to growth, to relationships. Use your time to create, to learn, to lead. And when you do, you transform your life from one of chance to one of choice. You become the master of your moments, the author of your destiny, and the architect of a life well lived. So embrace your time with respect, with clarity, and with resolve. Because how you live your time is how you live your life. And how you live your life is the legacy you leave behind. As you journey deeper into mastering your time, understand that it is a reflection of your self-worth. When you respect your time, you respect yourself. When you protect your hours, you protect your dreams. This respect translates into choices about what you say yes to and what you refuse. It requires you to be intentional about your energy as much as your minutes. Not every task deserves your best hours. Not every moment calls for your full attention. Knowing when to engage deeply and when to rest is a vital part of managing your time well. This balance is not weakness, it is wisdom. It replenishes your spirit and sharpens your focus. Think of time like a flame. Without care, it flickers and fades. But when tended with patience, it grows steady and bright. You must tend your time the same way with care, attention, and intention. Guard against the fires of distraction, overwhelm, and busyness that threaten to consume your flame. Instead, fuel your time with purpose, discipline, and clarity. Let your days be lit by the fire of meaningful action. And through this, you will build a life that burns bright, a life that inspires, uplifts, and endures. Remember, time is not your enemy to be conquered, but your ally to be embraced. Manage it wisely, lead it fiercely, and it will carry you to heights you never thought possible. Because ultimately, how you manage your time is how you manage your legacy. In the grand design of your life, time is the thread that weaves every experience, every relationship, and every achievement together. It is the fabric of your existence, delicate yet strong. To manage your time well is to weave a tapestry of intention, discipline, and meaning. It is to choose each thread carefully, knowing that the patterns you create today will define the picture of your tomorrow. Every day is an opportunity to weave wisely. The moments you spend focused on growth, on learning, on connection become vibrant colors in your tapestry. The moments lost to distraction, procrastination, or aimless busyness fade into shadows. Your responsibility is clear. Be the weaver of your time. Be the artist of your days. Shape your life with conscious choices and deliberate action. Understand that time once passed cannot be undone. It offers no rewinds, no second chances. This knowledge is both humbling and empowering. It calls you to cherish your hours and to invest them with care. To live not by accident, but by design. To create a legacy not through grand gestures alone, but through the consistent, intentional use of every moment. So as you move forward, carry this truth close. Your time is your life. Manage it with wisdom, protect it with discipline, and lead it with purpose. Because in the end, how you manage your time will determine the story you leave behind. There is a profound freedom that comes from mastering your time. Freedom not from responsibilities, but freedom within them. Freedom to create, to connect, to grow in ways that align with your deepest values. This freedom is earned through discipline, the discipline to make deliberate choices about how you spend your moments, to protect your focus from the endless pull of distraction. It requires courage to set boundaries, to say no to the immediate and yes to the enduring. But it is in these choices that your true power lies. Because time is the foundation upon which all achievements are built. Without it, goals remain dreams, visions fade into forgetfulness. You cannot buy more time, borrow it, or reclaim it once lost. But you can manage it, steward it, and transform it into your most faithful ally. This transformation happens not through grand acts, but through daily rituals, the small, consistent actions that shape your character and direct your destiny. When you commit to leading your time, you unlock the door to your fullest potential. You become a person who not only dreams but does, a person who not only plans but acts, a person who not only wishes but achieves. So today, choose to honor your time, to protect it fiercely, to invest it wisely. Because your time is more than minutes on a clock, it is the measure of your life. And how you manage it will echo in every success, every relationship, every moment of fulfillment you create. Lead your time, lead your life, and build a legacy that stands the test of time. Every day is a new canvas, a fresh opportunity to make choices that honor your time and your purpose. The past is unchangeable, and the future is uncertain, but this moment right now is yours to command. How you use this moment sets the tone for the next and the one after that. It is in these moments that your character is forged and your legacy begins. Remember, time rewards action, not intention. Dreams remain wishes until backed by consistent, disciplined effort. So let your actions reflect your deepest values. Make your time count by showing up fully, by focusing fiercely, and by persevering relentlessly. Because the life you desire is not built in grand, fleeting moments, but in the accumulation of small, intentional ones. The victories you seek are won one disciplined choice at a time, and the person you want to become is shaped by how you lead your time today. This is your call to action. Lead your time with purpose. Protect your focus with discipline. Invest your moments with intention, because your time is your life's most precious asset. Manage it wisely, live it fully, and in doing so, you will create a life of meaning, impact, and fulfillment. Here will be days when managing your time feels like an uphill battle, when distractions seem louder, your energy wanes, and the weight of your responsibilities presses heavy. These moments test your commitment, your discipline, and your resolve. But remember, this true mastery of time is not found in perfection, but in persistence. It is in the choice to rise again, to refocus, and to recommit even when it feels difficult. Every setback is an invitation to learn. Every distraction a call to strengthen your boundaries. Every challenge an opportunity to deepen your focus. You are not defined by the moments you lose, but by the moments you reclaim. This resilience, this refusal to be ruled by the chaos is the hallmark of those who truly master their time. It is what transforms ordinary people into extraordinary leaders of their lives. So when the day feels overwhelming, when distractions call louder than your intentions, remember your why. Remember the life you are building, the dreams you are pursuing, and the person you are becoming. Lead your time with courage. Stand firm in your priorities. And let each moment, no matter how small, be a step toward your highest vision. Because time, when managed with wisdom and heart, becomes your greatest ally on the journey to greatness. To truly master your time, you must learn the art of presence. Not merely being physically somewhere, but fully engaging with the moment you are in. Presence turns minutes into memories, tasks into achievements, and work into purpose. Without presence, time slips away unnoticed like water through fingers. But with presence, every moment is alive, charged with meaning and potential. Practice this daily. In your work, be fully there. In your relationships, give your undivided attention. In your rest, truly relax. This presence is a form of respect for your time, your efforts, and your life. It is also a powerful tool against the distractions that fragment your focus. When you cultivate presence, you guard your time against the noise of the world. You create a sanctuary of clarity within the chaos. And in this sanctuary, your best work and deepest joy emerge. Remember, your time is not just hours on a clock. It is the canvas of your life's most important moments. Cherish it, guard it, live it fully. Because how you use your time shapes not only your days, but your destiny. Your time is the most honest reflection of your priorities. What you choose to spend your minutes on reveals what truly matters to you. It is easy to say you value growth, health, relationships, or success, but your time tells the real story. Ask yourself, where am I investing my energy? Am I nurturing what will bring lasting fulfillment or indulging in temporary distraction? This question is not to shame, but to awaken, to invite you into deeper awareness and more intentional living. Because time does not wait. It moves relentlessly forward, indifferent to your excuses or hopes. You must move with it, not against it. Align your actions with your highest values. Protect your schedule from the trivial. Focus your attention on what builds your future. This alignment is the heart of effective time management. It is not about doing more, but about doing what matters. It is about choosing your battles and winning them. It is about living each day with clarity, purpose, and resolve. When you do this, time becomes your ally, a tool that shapes your life, your character, and your legacy. So honor your time, lead your days, and become the person who commands not only their schedule, but their destiny. You will never find true wealth, success, or fulfillment unless you invest wisely in what matters most, your time. Time is not something you can buy more of, cannot retrieve once spent, nor do over. It can only be used wisely or wasted carelessly. Many spend hours chasing trivial tasks, things that keep them busy, but do not move them forward. They confuse busyness with progress. But busyness is not always productivity. Productivity is knowing how to focus on what truly creates value. It's the ability to say no to distractions and preserve your energy for what matters. Time is a mirror reflecting who you are. What you invest your time in is what you invest in yourself. Are you living in a way that makes you proud? Are you building the future you desire? If not, you have the power to change that starting right now with every single moment you have. Because profound change doesn't happen in an instant. It is built from small habits, from steadfast decisions repeated day after day. Time is the greatest teacher, instructing you on patience, responsibility, and the power of persistence. When you dedicate time to self-growth, you make a promise to your future self that you will become the best version of you. When you protect your time from distraction, you preserve your freedom and your power to choose. And when you spend time on the people who matter, you nurture relationships, the most enduring wealth in life. Remember, you can lose everything: money, status, possessions, but no one can take away the time you have truly lived. So own it. Don't let a single moment slip away in vain. Live as if every moment is the one and only opportunity to make a difference. You cannot change yesterday. You cannot guarantee tomorrow. But you can control how you live today. And that is the real power. When you live each day fully, you build a life worth living. You write a story you will be proud to tell. In the end, true wealth does not come from money or external success, but from honoring every breath, every moment you have. That is the priceless asset, the legacy no one can steal. Be the master of your time. Be the creator of your life. Live with purpose, responsibility, and without regret. Because how you manage your time is how you manage your life. And that life belongs only to you.